All right, guys, Canadian Nationals round the corner. I'm super hyped. It's going to be in Toronto, which is really close to us, which is another level of excitement for me. And it's looking to be a great event. Great event. It's very important to prep yourself for these events to a certain number of things, and most importantly is understanding what we're getting ready for. Now, one of the things you got to know is if you're not pre-qualified by a WKO, and we just recently found out as well, it can be any of the WKOs, but you're using your qualification from that WKO for the Canadian Nationals if you do so. Understand that. If you're already pre-qualified, the sealed event that you have to qualify for it with, you can skip over. Because on May 20th and 21st is the 2 days of the event. The 20th is the day of the qualifying seals, and there's going to be, of course, battle royales at all hours of the day and all kinds of side events. So there'll be a sealed at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then there will be a sealed at 5 o'clock in the evening. Both of those are your last chances at getting into the day of the 21st, May 21st, where you're vying for the constructed portion. Now, I'm not sure what set the sealed is going to be in. If it's Deadpool and the X-Force, we've already kind of looked at that for a long period of time. We know what's good in that set, and there's a lot of resources to help you with the seal for that. If it's Avengers Defenders War, by the time this video is out, there's lots of resources for the seal regarding Avengers Defenders War. A lot of them came out at pre-release level, because we're actually filming this prior to, the set coming out. So, understand going into the constructed portion, we're going into a metagame that includes Jakeem Thunder, Felix Faust, and Shredders, and Krang. This is a tough meta to survive in. There's a lot of really strong characters that we have to deal with, and honestly, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare scenario for anyone. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. The characters that we're going to be playing against are so strong, so tough, that you really got to find a way around a lot of them in this game, or in this metagame. So, anyway, it's one of those situations you either beat them or join them. Think about that when you're building your constructed team. But you really want to focus on that sealed portion first if you're not already qualified. You got to understand as well that it's for every 4 players, 1 qualifies. So let's say there's 20 players playing in the first pot of sealed. Top 5 will qualify for the day 2. If there's 60 players, the top 15 will qualify. So you got to get an understanding of how that kind of flows, as it were. The event itself, I can't stress this enough. Bring water, bring snacks. It's a long period of time, especially if you don't crush the first seal, where you're going to be just playing Heroclix the whole day, and you're focused on that. If you happen to qualify, of course, I can't stress enough, get those battle royales in, because that's how you're going to get those prize figures we all want. The store itself that's running the event is actually opened up the pre-orders for the buyable con exclusive stuff. So get your hands on that if you can, because that's really cool stuff to get your hands on nice and early. Ultimately, it's an event where you're going to have a lot of fun. Get there a little early, plan your day, get registered early. I suggest pre-registering if you haven't already. If you're watching this now, hurry up. I don't know how many seats are left in the event. And I can't tell you enough, guys. I think I've said it 1,000 times throughout these shows. It's such a great event. But also remember to bring your head. Be prepared for a long day. I've said already, bring snacks and drinks. Make sure you have your dice. Make sure you have a up-to-date pack and rule book as best you can. I know a lot of things have been updated on the whim, but really for the most part, have those resources ready, because a lot of the times questions are answered as easily as reading. if you have any questions in regards to your team that haven't been necessarily answered at the win, be ready to find the judges when you get there and ask them how they're going to rule it ahead of time. That way you don't, mess up on a ruling or come with a team that you're not quite fully focused around. Be ready to do your best, but at the same time, be ready to have a ton of fun. Heroclix competitive play has some of the best people playing, and there's a very limited number of people who are stern, strict, rules for types of people. A lot of times they're really easy to get along with. But in the intensity of the game, know your rules, know what you're doing, be clear about everything. I can't stress that enough, guys. You can't mumble. Be very clear and point out what you're doing. Don't just point at things and assume things, because that's where disagreements start to happen, and that's where you get ruled against, right? So, yeah. I hope to see you guys there. Have a ton of fun. Get ready for the event. It's going to be awesome. Grab a couple packs with some buddies. Try out some sealed. But don't necessarily worry about playing the teams as much as building the teams, but talk to each other about the teams. This is a practice we did a little while ago with the team. We each grabbed 2 packs. We looked at it and said, hey guys, let's build our seal teams. But then when we build our seal teams, keep the packs with us. Play our games, and then talk about how each of us would have built differently, and be ready to explain why you would choose differently. Sealed is a very flexible format, and sometimes another train of thought could actually help you understand a different way of playing that might work for you, because being ready for sealed means you have to be ready for all types of play. If you're used to a tent pole but you don't pull a 200-point figure, you're going to have a hard time. And you know, I think I've stumbled and stuttered my way through this at this point. I don't know how much more to say, except be ready to be awesome. And get practice in. Because practice in all levels of the game will make your team and your experience that much better. Have a good one, guys, and see you guys at Canadian Nationals.